I'm going to start with this Christmas card that I made using the Sentimental Christmas Suite collection from the 2024 mini catalog. And so this paper is super fun. This is an adorable set. Isn't that cute? All right, so I got a crumb cake card base. And so this is cut to 5.5 by 8.5. Yeah, 5.5 by 8.5. And then I just scored it at 4.25. And then this piece is shaded spruce, and it is cut to 5 and not 1/4, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Probably should write that down for you, shouldn't I? So I'm going to get some paper out, and I'm going to use this beautiful holly stamp in shaded spruce, so a tone-on-tone look here for a little background interest. This is totally optional. Let's see how this is coming out, because I recently had to re-ink this. Looks like it still might need a little ink in there. Now I know that this is going to get covered up, but I'm still going to stamp all over the background because stamping is fun. I'd love to know how you're doing. What kind of projects are you working on? I think that cut line is sticking up there, and I don't want my image to be impaired by it. So I just ran my nail along the edge to kind of push the paper down. So yeah, what kind of projects are you working on? Have you seen the new paper pumpkin? It's going to be really beautiful. I think I might turn the camera on when I play with that one and see if I can come up with some ideas for using that stamp set. There we go. Lovely. And while I've got that stamp out and inked, I'll go ahead and stamp the inside. So I'm going to do a little holly in this corner. And let's go ahead and do the envelope. Oh, I got green. I have green somewhere on my fingers because I got a little bit right there. See, is that it for the shaded spruce? I think that it is. Let me put this over here. Maybe I will not make a mess if I put that over there. And then, let's see, what's next? Let's go ahead and ink up these and stamp my greeting. So I'm using some pumpkin pie, and I'm going to do the edges of all of my pieces. Now, it's been quite a while since I've done this in my class, so I'm going to need to measure these. Let's see. So this looks like it's 2.5 by 3.25. 2.5 by 3.25. And then the layering piece of crumb cake is 3 3/8 by 2 5/8. So I need a sponge dauber. So this paper is from the coordinating paper pack, designer series paper for this suite. It's got beautiful vintage patterns on it. And the die cuts that will punch out this, there's a stamp for this stocking, but then there's also paper that has this stocking in it that's been beautifully hand colored. It looks like there. That looks nice, doesn't it? That the die cut you can use to cut the image out of the paper. Not only your stamped images, but also the image out of the paper, which makes for some quick crafting. So you might want to speed up during this part of the video because I'm going to do the edges of everything, including this piece that I did die cut from the designer series paper. So just adding a little vintage feel to that die cut piece. Stocking is super cute. And then I'm also going to use this little bow. Now you can stamp the bow and color it in. This bow I die cut from the paper again. And then this die cut, which has these cool little ribbon slits in it. I'm going to stamp the greeting on that. Let me show you what set that's from. So this is Peaceful Season, and then this is the coordinating dies, also called Peaceful Season, but that is where that one was cut from. On my last video, I used the Christmas die cuts. So let's go ahead and get some greetings stamped because you're probably tired of watching me ink my edges, aren't you? So joy and happiness, wishing you joy and happiness. Did I show you the stamp set? I showed you from the catalog, but I didn't show you the sentimental wishes, did I? So this is where the greeting comes from. You can see the stocking stamp. Let's see how this also was recently re-inked. And I need to probably stand up to see what I'm doing here. Okay, that's fairly straight. And I want to stamp it kind of over here to the right because of where I'm going to put my stocking on the card front. Oh, I came a little too close on that happiness. That's all right. And a little ink showed up, a little shadowing over there, but that's going to be covered up by my stocking, I believe. Yeah. So let's stamp the inside greeting. Let's celebrate the season. Wait, is that what I wanted? No, I didn't want that one. I want have a very Merry Christmas. Let's see if I can get this on here a little straighter. So I'm just going to line up my block with my grid paper. And then what I'm doing is just kind of visualizing that Christmas right there, lined it up on the dotted line there. Okay, let's make sure I've got this straight. It's starting to not look straight at all. Okay, let's see. I line this up. The lines on the grid, does it stamp straight? Pretty straight. So now I can't line up with the lines on the grid, but I can just kind of go for parallel to the edge. Hopefully it works. Yeah, that's pretty good. Isn't that sweet? Oh, just love it. All right, so oops, while I have this out and in my hands, let's ink the edges of it. And then that's ready to go in the card. And at this point, we are ready for some glue and ribbon. Well, let's close up these inks before we get something in them. So this ribbon, the Shaded Spruce Satin Ombrage, I don't know how to say that. So that slit right there, and then out this slit right here. This is beautiful ribbon. Has a nice shimmer to it. It's not going to show up very much on this card, but every little tiny detail helps, right? My scissors are caught in cords over there. All right. Get some glue. So that's just going to leave a tiny, tiny fraction of an inch edge around there. And then, oops, this edge didn't get inked. So let's pull that pecan pie back out. I think I'll also do the card front. There we go. Pecan pie is a great color for doing that with. All right. Card. Oops, I said I was going to do the card front, didn't I? Let's see how much ink we have left on here. Looks like maybe enough to do my card front. So we went on a little mini vacation to California this week while I was on fall break, and got back yesterday in an early evening. Had to be up super early this morning and on the road to church by 6 o'clock. And then I'm singing in the worship night in November, so I have to go back. Oh no, 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 oh no, oh no, oh no. See, I was talking and not paying attention. Don't glue that down. Oy. Yet. I'm so sorry to those of you who are crafting along with this class. I'm so sorry. I hope you didn't do that and then had to pull it apart like I did. But this needs to go down first. So I grabbed my silicone mat because this glue is a two-way glue, and so it'll remain sticky, and it's like a semi-permanent. Well, no, it's removable. If you let it dry, it's a removable glue, but it'll hold. It'll stick in place. So I pulled out my silicone mat so I can still lay this down and work with it and not have it stick to anything. And then I'll be able to pull it right back off the mat. And I'm going to use a little tape, Stampin' Seal. Here we go. Now we can glue it down. So I want this to be a permanent seal. I'm going to add some more glue to that. And this is not my normal 4 by 5 1/4. I made it a slightly larger so that I have just a little bit of that crumb cake kind of so that these edges are matching. All right, so this is going to go up on dimensionals. So I'm going to put it really high and then also on the toe. Looks like I could go in the middle of the foot too. I don't want dimensionals in the middle. There we go. And I'm going to add this sweet little bow to the stocking. I didn't put that on my original. But when we had the class, I encouraged everybody to cut the bow out and then use it somewhere on the project. And I decided it looked adorable right there on the stocking. And then I noticed that in the catalog, one of the cards has the foliage that comes from the die cut set also. Can you see that? Yeah, that little leaf sprig and the bow on top of the stocking. And that is this little piece right there. This is a smaller die cut set and it comes in a smaller package, but that little piece right there would look really cute. Probably should have done that for this card. If I make another one, I think I probably will. And then this inside, this piece of basic white was cut to 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going for the full 1/8 of an inch border. There. This is almost ready to sign and stick in the mail. But I want to add some gold bling. Let's add those. I haven't even used these yet. Oh, my box is in the wrong order again. Ooh, these scissors need to be cleaned. They're designed for cutting gluey, sticky things. They have like a Teflon coating. But they have a buildup now. Oh, those are so sparkly. Here's a big one, and then a little one, and then I think another big one down here. Oh, can you see how beautiful and sparkly those are? All right. Fun, fun, fun. Another Christmas card done. Yay. All right. Let's get on to the second card. Let's set aside this ink. All right. Here is the next card that we're going to be doing. Ooh, this got kind of bent in there. What a shame. All right. What did I drop? We are going to be using Changing Leaves, and the Changing Leaves dies, Old Olive ink, Wild Wheat ink, and some satin edged ribbon, and Happy Birthday from a different stamp set. I think this is from, I can't remember. It'll come to me. All right, so I really just stole this idea from, I don't know her name, but her channel is On You Go. That's what it looks like, On You Go, but I think it's pronounced On You Go, something Frenchy. So this card base is my standard 8.5 by 5.5 Old Olive. And I changed mine just a little bit from hers. The greeting I used was different, and then I added some extra leaves, but the stamping was just so beautiful. And I need ideas for my classes sometimes, so I stole that one from her. And let's see what goes on the inside. I don't have anything in there yet, so I probably should do some stamping. All right, I'm going to be using photopolymer stamps. So this piece, and again, it's been a while since I did this, so I'm going to measure it for you. On hers, I don't know if my sizes are the same because hers was a purchase this and I didn't purchase it, so I apologize. But I love your card. All right, so 2 7/8, 2 7/8 by 1, 2, 3, 4 1/8. 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And that is what I'm going to stamp on. And I'm going to start with the larger image, and I'm going to stamp that in black. And I didn't watch her entire video, so I don't know if she stamped this in black. I was kind of guessing at the color. Let me stamp off and see if I'm getting enough color on there. Oh, looks pretty good. My black ink is probably due for a re-ink as well. So I'm going to do one right here in the middle. So like I said, or started to say, I think, because I'm stamping with photopolymer, I've got my foam underneath there. So a little bit up here in this corner. And then I'm going to do a little bit over here in this corner. Let's see, which side is it going to be this side? So I got a little beach time last week. It was so wonderful to be there. And let's go ahead while we're at it. Let's do a little bit on the inside. Oops, I want this. And the envelope. Make this a super special card. Kind of bent up. All right, now back to this piece. I'm going to use this stamp, this 3 petal. Do you call it 3-leaf sprig? I don't know. But I'm going to ink that up in Wild Wheat and then do the same rock and roll technique that On You Go does. So I'm just kind of dipping the edges. In the old olive. So back in the Wild Wheat and then dipping the edges. And one more for the front. And that just gives it kind of a two-tone effect. Really beautiful. Those colors look great together. All right, while we're dipping inks, might as well do the inside and the envelope. Well, we're just going to go right on top. Nice. And the envelope. This lucky envelope. Nice. Alrighty. Am I done stamping? I'm done stamping with photopolymer. I have the greeting to do, and that's going to be in black ink. I'm going to get ink on my fingers, doing it that way. The nice thing about stamping on a circle is it doesn't have to be straight. There we go. Close up these inks. I think that this card would look great if you inked the edges like I did on that other card. Let me pull that paper back in here so I can measure these for you. 2 7/8 by 4 1/8 was the very vanilla. This piece is probably just an 1/8 larger. Yep, so this is 3 inches by 4 1/4. Yeah, 4 1/4. So this is your 4 1/4 by 3. And then the black one wanted a little larger edge. So this is 4 3/8. 4 3/8 by 3 3/8. Alrighty. So this, I believe, is 5 1/4 by 4, but I can tell you that hers was a larger piece. And then, like, she used this plain background, but I think I'm going to change it up and go ahead and show the gold this time. I know lots of my customers decided to do this, so I'm going to see if I like it. All right. Now let's get all these pieces layered up. And then we'll wrap the ribbon around, hopefully before I glue it down. And if you're stamping along with me for this class, please wrap your ribbon around before you put it on your card front, just in case I mess up again. Isn't that beautiful? Thanks, on you go. For the beautiful idea. Oh my goodness. Well, whatever size I just gave you, my black one is not correct. I guess I should have checked that. So we're going to cut a new piece of black paper. And this time I guess I'll measure what I did here. So 4.5 by 3 3/4. Four and a half by 3 1/4. 3 1/4, right? I'm gonna double check that. I think it's 3 1/4. I said 3/4, but I believe in fact it is 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4. That's gonna work better. All right, I think I got it. Let's grab that ribbon and do the same thing. Kind of have the same ribbon thing going on. The same ribbon wrap for 2 cards. I don't use tape a lot, but I do so love it for that purpose. Taping down ribbon. I think this would look nice on dimensionals. As a matter of fact, I think I'll go ahead and add dimensionals this time. A little bonus dimensional there. Didn't really mean to pick it up. Yes, I know it's a lot of dimensionals, but I don't want it to get squished down weirdly in the mail. You could certainly do fewer, especially if you're not mailing it. There you go. Let's go ahead and glue the card insert. All right, then a happy birthday dimensionals again. And I'm going to cut this apart. On my original, I only used one leaf. And then this came across the bottom like that. Oh, maybe that's why I didn't do dimensionals, because this was going to be hanging a little too much. That's okay. Let's see, do we want this? Does this belong in there? I don't know, maybe. Maybe not. All right, there you go. Here's the other one with the queen in the background. And then here's the one with the gold in the background. Not a whole lot of difference. Alrighty. There's 2 cards done from our class. And let's go ahead and stick this in here. I didn't prepare an envelope for the first one. And the last card is this one. So I am using, for that background, the Botanical Beauty. Sorry, I need space over here. Background stamp. And then Enduring Beauty for the floral and also for the greeting. And then we also will be cutting that image out with the Enduring Beauty dies. So this I already have mounted, ready to go. I'm using crushed curry. And then I found some garden green twine. It's probably retired, but any kind of coordinating twine will look great, I believe. All right. Let's get this out of the way. All right, so what we have here is a 4 1/4. So in your packet, you'll have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of white. That's what you're going to stamp this image on, okay? And then your card base is going to have this piece of the same color, so the same crushed curry paper cut at 4 by 5 1/4 is what we're going to put the background stamp on. And then, let's see, did I do something on the inside? I didn't on the inside, so we get to do something on the inside as well. And the way I like to ink up this big stamp, just lay it down and pounce that ink all over it. Be generous. And then I'm just going to lay this down from one edge. Did I get ink on there? Not really. And then rub it with my fingers gently because I don't want to move it around. And just get that ink transferred. Hold it still with one hand and press the paper into the image with your other. And take your time because, see, I was a little rushed right there. That's okay. Still going to look beautiful. So this, I'm not going to put this on yet because I do need my image. So this is photopolymer. So I'll go back to the foam. Ink up my strings. I'm going to worry about those later, but what I don't want is for them to be causing a problem with getting the ink onto the stamp. Okay, I hope there's lots of ink on there. I think I have to cut out the greeting out of this paper as well. Let me see if oh, no, I cut one of those for myself. And then also with the same dies, there are all 4 of these leaves. So you only have to do this once with your die cut machine, but I used garden green for all those leaves. Oh, that turned out pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp. So I'm using Pebbled Path, and you could use black as well. I think that would look great too. And let's see, Love Endures All Things. It doesn't seem to be in here. So is it in my box? It is not in my box. Oh, it is in here. What's missing from in here is that big, huge and flower image. So it startled me. So let me try this line up on here, business. And let me stand up, see how I did. Can't do that sitting. Because you can't really get, or I can't get my head right on top of it. All right, let's see if that's straightish. Looks like it is. Fairly straightish. I could have done a better job inking that up. All right. Grab the cut and emboss machine. And the die. Let's stand up, get a better view. Okay. A little bit of painter's tape. Hold that down. Bring in the top plate. Gently remove that from the tape. And I'm going to stick that back in there. See, there's all those leaves. All right, so this card idea came from the World Card Making Day. Yeah, World Card Making Day. And it was a black and white image in one of those ephemera packs that we put on the side there like that and then trimmed it. And I thought, could do that with Enduring Beauty. So those of you who participated in that very fun World Card Making Day, you'll recognize this layout. So then just turn it over and use the card edge as your guide for your scissors to cut that off. And then I am going to use a little bit of this. Oh, I forgot about the leaves. So we're dressing it up a little bit. Actually, no. On the World Card Making Day, there were these leaves from the same pack that got used underneath the black and white. It's just an absolutely stunning card. I don't think it's in here, otherwise I would show it to you. So I apologize. But it made me really fall in love with those in ephemera packs, that's for sure. Okay. I have a situation here. I forgot about putting these under, so I glued it down. Again, don't do as I do. All right, I need a tool, an appropriate tool. So we're going to go with the take your pick tool, and I'm going to use the spatula, which is wonderful for lifting things up that shouldn't have been glued down in the first place. There, that gave me some space. Looks like that glue is still wet. There we go. And I'll come back and glue those down in a sec, but I'm going to have to do the same thing down here. There we go. Should be enough. I love it. Ugh. Okay, let's get that glued back down. And then one more. Right over. Oh, that one's pretty open. Nice. So which one is your favorite so far? The Christmas one? Or the one I cased, the green olive one, the one I cased from Onigo? Or this one that I cased from the World Card Making Day? I would love to know your thoughts. So we're going to do this kind of action. Is that going to, yeah, that's the shape of a bow. But let's turn this back around. And use the pokey tool. That is the official scientific name of this, I believe. Let's see if I can pull it now. There we go. So I'm just using like my elbow, my forearm to hold that down while I pull it apart. Kind of need to hold the end while you do this. There we go. This just makes it kind of fluffy and interesting. You could totally leave your strings together. You don't need to do what I'm doing, but I think it looks really cool. So I'm doing it. There's like 8 strands in this. It's hefty. So after I pull it all apart, I'm going to put it all back together and then use it as a fluffy, stringy piece. There we go, back together. And a little bit of, let's see, where is this going to go? About there. About there. So underneath where that's going to be, adding a little tape. So just lay that down. Lay that down. And lay that down. Kind of press it into the tape. Fluff it up. And I think I need a bigger loop down here. I don't know why. I guess because I don't really want to cut those off. All right. And this will go on there with, of course, dimensionals. And I don't think that I added any bling to this, but you totally could. Bling would look fabulous. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm going to need to look. I don't think that's straight, is it? And I think I need to come down a little bit. And this looks like it's going back together. Ooh, ooh. Didn't get pressed down. There. Press that down in that glue. And you know, I don't know how long that string was. I did provide a piece in the kit. But if you don't like all this extra hanging around, then definitely make it shorter. All right, card base. I kind of like it. I kind of like it all kind of wild and stringy. What about you? Do you like it wild and stringy or a little bit more formal looking, neater? Not sure what the word is. I like this card. I still don't think that is on there straight, but I'm going to leave it. Okay, I'm going to pull this apart a little more. I like it. All kind of wild. That's kind of what my hair looks like. I know I don't show myself on here very often, but I have my pretty wild hair. Curly. Okay. I think we need a little bit of that on here. So let's pull that out again. That's pretty. Yeah. And we can't neglect the envelope. So I'll do the other side. Ooh. That might not have been a good choice, but too late now. Because this part right here is not on the block. I should have used the large block. Oh, you know why I didn't? It's because I only have one of those large blocks and I was using it for the other guy. But that turned out, didn't it? All right, so let's put that inside. Oh, glue up there. What a mess. Let's get that off. There we go. Nice. Ready to go. Here's the first one. I put that on the other side. This one was the side that the one from the World Card Making Day was on.